Hey guys, happy Friday. So I said 4 today. I'm so sorry, you guys. I did not quite make 4 o'clock, but what's it, about 4:30 or so? So I guess we're not too awfully late today. I'm gonna do another tiered heart today, which is the same ornament I made a couple of days ago, but we're going for a different vibe this time. Hello, Phil. Good to see you today. Hi, Beth. I just cut this exact same template out 2 days ago, but I already couldn't find my little strip, so cutting out a new one. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Mabel. Hey, Kelly. Kelly said, hey, friends, happy Friday. I'm about to clock out from work and start taking down my Christmas decorations. Kelly, that was my goal for today, but I got derailed a little bit, so I might be doing that after this live stream. Okay, so I'm going to start by marking my hemi, and then I'm going to show you guys the fabrics that I'm going to use today. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Rebecca. Nancy, did I say hi to you? Hey, Nancy. Hey, Gretchen. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Hey, Linda. Hey, April. April said, hello, everyone. Hope everyone has an awesome weekend. You too, April. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? I am gonna be working in my garden tomorrow. We've had a couple of really nice days this week, and I've got some stuff taking off. I'm really excited about that. And I also have to possibly dig up all my sweet potatoes tomorrow, which they went a little bit late, but they were small last time I checked them. But I think it's time. I think it's time to get them out. So I might be doing that tomorrow. I also have some seeds I want to start. I started a bunch of seeds last weekend, and they're all sprouting already and doing awesome. So that has got me really motivated to get back into doing some gardening. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Cake Lady. Gretchen said, my hand is still messed up. I see a hand specialist next week. Today I had an epidural on my low back. I'm sorry to hear that, Gretchen. I hope you start feeling better soon. Oh, Kelly said, tomorrow is my monthly crafting day at the community center. That's fun. I think if I'm remembering when I did this the other day, I needed to make these lines a little bit bigger on the other side. Guys, I'm going to do a tiered heart again today, like I was saying, but I think I'm only going to do the first half. I didn't prep fabric for the second half yet. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do back here. So I'm going to do half today, and then we'll finish it on Monday. So we're like leaving a cliffhanger, I guess. Shirley said, still have a late Christmas party with friends tomorrow. Oh, wow. You're extending the holidays. Teresa said, I'm going to try and somewhat organize my sewing room tomorrow. Well, that's fun. So today, putting away decorations, tomorrow, organizing sewing. Linda said, it's supposed to be raining in Georgia tomorrow, so working on Christmas Club. That is a great rainy day project. Hey, Catherine. You guys, so in the original tutorial for this, which I have linked in the description below, there was this black and white variation that I showed in the video, and I looked for it in my attic the other day when I wanted to show you some examples, and I could not find this thing anywhere. I don't know what I did with it, so I found a lot of the same fabrics. They were all from sample charm packs that I had. These are not all exactly the same, but I found most of them were the same and some similar. And we're going to do a very similar one because I just really like that so much. And I did put them in a little bit of a different order this time. So all black, gray, and white here for this part, but wait till you see this. This is what's going to be awesome. We're going to put that up against this dark, dark red for the heart. And that is what's going to make it, I think, pretty. 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 So I'm excited about this. Brenda, you know what? I was going to ask you because I remember you told me your name before, but it's been a while since I've seen you and I could not remember. So thank you for reminding me. Catherine said, finally got on the live show. Nancy said, I wish I could garden right now. The ground is frozen. So it'll just be houseplants for now. We hit over 80 here today. It's warm. I mean, I'm expecting us to have a couple more cold fronts that come through, obviously, you know, over the next month or so. But March will be really when I can get started with my spring garden. But I've got some stuff left over from the fall that's hanging on. So if it keeps hanging on, I'm going to have a decent amount of tomatoes, I think, over the next couple of weeks. So that's really exciting. Okie dokie. I want to make sure I keep these in the right order. I did learn my lesson from the other day and I pre-cut my fabrics, but don't forget, you guys, on this template, all the cuts that you need are laid out right there on the template. So that makes it easy. And then just keep them in that order as you're putting them on your ornament. And I think that makes it a lot more simple. Oh, almost forgot. The first piece is a little different than the rest of it. Gretchen said, thank you. This watching is therapeutic. Thank you, Gretchen. I'm really glad to hear that. And hopefully you'll be back at it soon. Jeanette said, I was supposed to be in Iowa celebrating Christmas and cuddling my 18-month-old and my 3-month-old grandsons, but they're all sick, so we didn't go. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm hoping everyone will be well for next weekend. I hope so too. I hope everybody gets to feeling better quick. Kelly said it's 82 here right now. We're still getting tomatoes. My tomatoes got a really slow start, so I've gotten a few now in the past week or so, but I actually thought I was going to be ripping them all out because they didn't look good, but suddenly they're going to town, so I'm excited. It's mostly like a couple of varieties of cherry tomatoes, but I also have I have a San Marzano plant that's doing really good. I've gotten a couple of tomatoes off of that. And then I have a purple Cherokee, or Cherokee purple. I don't know which order you're supposed to say that in, but there's probably 3 or 4 big tomatoes growing on that I'm hoping will ripen soon. Oops, phone's ringing. April said, I went through some of my material scraps. I found some Peanuts characters material. I'm going to try and make a few snow globes. I'm excited. I think they will be so special. I love Peanuts. That sounds really cute. Catherine said it was 64 in Southeast Ohio today. Not normal for this time of year. Yeah, that doesn't seem normal for up there. Okay. The next one, I took some notes so I could remember. The top edge is 1 inch from the top of the foam. Okay, that's where we need to get our tape measure. Teresa said purple Cherokee are so yummy. I agree. You know what other one I really like? And I have a plant out there, but it's not doing anything. But I started a bunch of seedlings last weekend for the spring, is the green zebra. They're like kind of tangy. If you've never had one of them before, they're kind of tangy. And that I love that too. So I'm hoping that I will get some good plants from my seedlings that I just started. It's like a medium-sized tomato. Hey, Robin. April asked, "Are the Cherokee tomatoes purple in color?" Yeah, they're purplish. It's like a reddish purple, purplish. And they get to be a pretty decent size. In Florida, my bookkeeper is calling me, you guys, and she's not giving up. They get to be pretty decent in size. In Florida, though, it's kind of hard to grow like the really big tomatoes because it's just so hot. And by the time that they get big, especially in the spring and late spring, by the time they get big, the bugs have just killed them. But I had pretty decent luck with the Cherokee, purple Cherokees. Like, not last year because I had a horrible season last year, but the year before that. You guys, I have to text my bookkeeper and tell her that I'm on a live stream. She did this to me last night too. Sorry about that, you guys. Gretchen said we had 55 today in Western New York. Windy, some snow melted. Robin said that's going to be pretty. Thanks, Robin. I hope it turns out as good as that first one that I made in the original video. The one that I can't find anywhere. Hi, Christy. Hi, Peggy. This went way faster than I remembered it taking me the other day, maybe because it's the second one I've made now. But I didn't plan to do the back today because it took me a while last time. Probably because I also cut out the fabrics on the stream. I also don't have, whoops, that is way off. I also don't have the cameo embellishment that I would like to put on the front. I don't have one of those up here, but I wasn't too worried about it because I was like, well, I'll just finish that on Monday. Jeanette said, I love fresh tomatoes, but I'll have several months before we get any in Missouri. I'm flying to Florida in a few weeks, so I'm looking forward to having some there. We're pretty lucky in Florida as far as we have like 2 growing seasons. We have the spring and then the fall, instead of just having like spring and summer like a lot of the rest of the country. The downside is we just have like the bugs and stuff are atrocious here, and some things just won't grow here because of how hot it is. Kind of looks like he's wearing a scarf. I'm gonna put a holder pin here for a second so that I can tug on this just a little bit without pulling the line out. Oh, actually, let me straighten it first. That fabric is holding on to that hole big time. I think maybe I'll put marker pins on the side where I know my red fabric is going to cover it a little bit. Alice said, yup, 55 degrees. That's going to be beautiful. I made a couple of pinwheel pattern ornaments using a black and white charm pack. What pattern? Oh, you made the pinwheel pattern. It's nice using those charm packs for the pinwheels, right? No cutting. Still gotta iron, but at least you don't have to cut the fabric out. Hi, Dana. For those of you guys who were here yesterday when I made the snowman snow globe ornament, I realized after I ended the stream that I had never put the hanger on the top. Did any of you guys notice that? I got it ready. I tied the knot in the string, and I guess at that point I must have started decorating the ornament, but I just totally forgot to put the hanger on it. Okay. I think we're ready for a trim. Alice said, I noticed, but knew you would get to it eventually. It had kind of worked its way up underneath some of the stuff and the ornament, and when I picked up the ornament, I saw it under there, and I was like, whoops. Teresa said, I love that black and white fabric choices that you've got. And with the red, it's going to be really nice. The red is going to make it pop. The heart will be a lot more pronounced. I'll show you guys this one next to the one I made the other day so you can see the difference. I love the one I made the other day too. Whoops. But I just think it's fun to see how different things can look with different fabrics. And this one's definitely got more of a Valentine vibe. The one that I made the other day had more of like a springy, Eastery kind of vibe. Brenda, that is not strange at all. Brenda said, I know that this may be strange, but I love the sound of scissors cutting fabric. Speaking of scissors, Dana said, thanks for all the suggestions on the fabric shears. I ordered my Ginger 8-inch shears today. Well, that's exciting. This ornament, for the small number of pieces compared to like some of the other ornaments, it has a lot of pins, doesn't it? Nancy said that's starting to look beautiful. I can't wait to see it finished. Gretchen said, did we get some of these in our recent box of foam? Gretchen, if you're talking about the foam bundle that we had with the Christmas pattern bundle, yes, you did. I believe that there was large hemis in there, and this is a large hemi. Catherine said, would a 4-inch hemi have to have bigger strips of material? This one is the 4-inch. So if you get the template down below that I've linked, it has those fabric pieces listed, and those are the correct ones for the large 4-inch size. If you wanted to make it on the smaller size, which is just a little smaller, our next size down is the 3.5 inch, you would just cut those strips a little bit smaller. I wouldn't cut them less wide. I would cut them just a little bit shorter. Jeanette said, I love the red with it. The red really pops, doesn't it? Teresa said that looks awesome. Thanks, guys. Dana said, I think the darker colors make an impact on the heart shape. It makes it pop more. Yes. It's definitely a more dramatic vibe. I'll probably do the back in the same red and do the parasol pattern again. That's kind of what I'm thinking I might do on Monday when I finish this and when I get the right cameo that I want to have. We've got a black and white and bronze cameo. I think it's got bronze. I don't think it's gold. I think it is bronze. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. I believe that we're measuring off the second layer here by 1/2 inch for our last piece. If I'm remembering correctly, I will find out soon if I'm not, when it doesn't look right. You're welcome, Catherine. Nancy said, could you put a pin inside the fold to help hold the pieces in place? Yeah, you sure could. And you could also do more holder pins even along the bottom, along those raw edges. That would help too. That's especially helpful, I feel like, on the last couple of layers because it gets a little awkward as you're at the bottom. It can be a little awkward to hold it. But you know, something I was thinking of, I meant to mention this the other day and I totally forgot. And what made me think of this is the gift card idea that you guys gave me with the photo cube ornaments that I did a couple of weeks ago. But you could totally stick something down in here too. You just want to make sure you don't lose it. So maybe if you had something small, you would want to use the bottom folds. You won't be able to do that if you use those holder pins underneath. But if you left it blank the way that I did, you could like put a little gift card in here or a little note or whatever. I think that would be a really cute idea. This piece is like the most awkward one for me. Let me give this one a holder pin for a second. Yes, Tamara, better late than never. Welcome. Debbie said, good afternoon. I'm late as I was driving in Friday afternoon traffic. Yeah, this would be right about that time if you're East Coast right now. I really like to do a lot of pins on the outside edge, you guys, of these hemis. It seems like it definitely takes a little bit of extra time now, but your future self will thank you when you're going to finish the side if you've really tacked all this fabric down. Okay, we only have one more piece to go to finish this side. This went way quicker than I was expecting it to today, guys. I should have just planned on the whole thing, shouldn't I have? want to line this up with that bottom or top line. We're on the top of the heart now. That went so quick. So guys, if you like pre-cut some fabrics, you can knock these babies out quick. Make a good gift, right? Tamara said, I love red and black ornaments. That turned out beautiful. Thank you. Oh, Debbie's in Illinois. I like that, and I think when I do finish the back and you can see a little bit of the red around the edges there too, it'll look really pretty. So look at the difference. I've got the other one right here. Same pattern, but completely different vibe, changing up the fabrics like this. I love seeing the differences, like the different looks. I really wish I had one of those cameos here, but I just do not. I've got the pink one. I've got this one, but I really want that black cameo, black and white, because it will really pop on here. So I will get that for you guys for Monday, and we'll finish this guy up on Monday. And who knows, we might make a couple more of these between now and Valentine's Day, because I think these are pretty fun. Teresa said, I love red and black as well. Beth said, carnival season just started here, so I may have to make some purple, green, and gold ones. Oh, yes. That's a good idea. Mardi Gras. Hi, Louise. I'm just about to end, Louise. I'm so sorry. But I'm glad you were able to pop in for a second. You guys, as always, in the description below, I've put a link to where you can get the full step-by-step tutorial how to make this from start to finish. And then of course that comes with printables. We've got the template, which you saw me using at the beginning when I laid out all my fabrics. This has the fabric cuts on it too, so it makes it really easy. If you go back to the beginning, if you missed the beginning, you can see how you lay this on top of your fabric pieces, and you can really visualize what this looks like before you even pin. So that's always really nice. And we also have a coloring sheet too that comes with this, if you want to plan that way, which is sometimes really fun to do. So, oh, thank you for the hearts, you guys. I really appreciate the hearts and the likes, so thank you. I hope you all have an awesome weekend. Find something really fun to do, and I hope you can make some ornaments too. All right, you guys, I'll see you on Monday. Happy ornamenting, guys.